If you can hear the faint sound of engines revving in the background, the White Scars may be on their way towards you right now. So let's have a look inside of their supplement and find out what kind of tricks they've got. And I'm going to start off with their Super Doctrine, because their Super Doctrine is one of the things that's really helping out White Scars, even in a competitive 9th edition meta. It's +1 damage when they charge or heroically intervene, so do feel free to charge them, and if you can engage them before turn 3, that's going to help you out, but do be aware that they can use that stratagem from the Space Marines book to put themselves into the Assault Doctrine earlier on. The other important part of the White Scars is their maneuverability. So not only are their bikes going to be quick because they're going to be able to advance and charge, but actually everything is going to be pretty fast in their army, even their foot slogging troops. So they can advance and charge with their faction ability, they can also advance and shoot with a stratagem, and they can get +1 to that advance and to charge with a Warlord trait from the White Scar supplement. They're also able to charge or shoot when they fall back. This is through their faction ability again, or a stratagem, so they're very hard to pin down additionally. There's actually some further stratagems to help out with their maneuverability even further, so let's talk about a few of them now. So they have their own outflank stratagem essentially, and this doesn't have some of the limitations that the outflanking traditionally does. So for example, they can bring on their units onto your table edge if they'd like to. And if they do decide to outflank or deep strike, they have a stratagem to get a 3d6 charge, discarding the lowest to give a really reliable charge each turn. And when the White Scars consolidate, they can actually go really far, so they can get an extra d3 inches when they're consolidating, or they can consolidate 6 plus d6 inches if that unit is already a fast moving unit like jump pack troops or bikes, etc. So make sure you're screening your units really well. Not only do White Scars players not suffer the penalty to assault weapons when they're advancing, but they can actually use a stratagem to count their heavy weapons and rapid fire weapons as assault weapons, so they can advance and still shoot, basically. Also, when they're advancing, they can pay a CP to make any of their units -1 to be hit. And if you try and fall back from a White Scars unit, each of the models in the unit you're trying to fall back from can make a single attack against your unit. Other stratagems they have just to be aware of: they can get out of transports after that transport has moved, and they can also move twice. However, they then can't advance or charge or anything, but it could be good really in the late game to steal an objective, etc. Of course, the White Scars, like all Space Marine factions, have access to their own characters, so they have a Khan on bike who's not particularly special, but he is a bit of a beatstick, and he can get access to a relic which would make him able to fly, essentially, and there's a Warlord trait you can put on him to make him -1 to be hit if he advances. And they have a Kosaro Khan, and Kosaro Khan is basically a captain, but he does have an aura to give +1 to wound in melee also, so he's definitely a real threat. The other Warlord trait that you're going to want to watch out for with White Scars is Master of Snares. This is a Warlord trait that means that you can't fall back from the Warlord if the White Scars player rolls over a 4. And then finally, I just wanted to talk about the White Scars Psychic discipline, the Storm Speaking discipline, because it's pretty good, and it also should be noted that they can give +1 to cast for their librarians, so their powers are actually pretty interesting. So there are 4 powers I just wanted to mention. They have 1 to slow you down, so the target cannot advance, and when a charge roll is made, they can only roll 1d6. And then they have Ride the Winds, and this gives +2 to charge for a friendly White Scars unit. Now this stacks with the White Scars Relic for another +1 to charge, which actually means they can get some charges out of Deep Strike that are going to be particularly reliable. And the final 2 powers I wanted to mention can turn off Overwatch and put a -1 to hit on one of your units, so they're pretty multi-purpose. And that's it. Of course, not so much in the supplements, so I've tried to keep this video pretty short and sweet, so it's something you can go through quickly if you find out you've got a White Scars matchup coming up. Do make sure you check out the Space Marine book also though, because of course they have access to everything in there. I hope this video was really useful. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.